Okay, so first board is right here. Oh, and lastly, I'd like to thank my husband for making this easel. And here we go, first board. We'll just check it's in focus here. Yeah. Okay, I think that's gonna work. So I do want to continue on with the mental math that we've been working on all semester. So these are the first couple. If you could write this down, here's a sequence. You are to find the next number, the next one or two numbers in the sequence. Okay, so write those numbers down. Try to find the next number or two in the sequence. And this one, this mental math one, is subtracting 2 from these 5 numbers. Okay, so at this point you should be pausing the video and writing them down and trying to work through them. Okay, so I will carry on with the lesson, but hopefully you've paused it and you're working through it, and then pressing play when you've worked through those. Okay, so that's our first one. So now, just make sure now we are going to start with our new material. So our unit that we're doing now is polynomials. Okay, or algebra. So a couple things for us to kind of review. The integers that we were doing at the beginning of the semester, the very first thing we started with, is going to be very important for this unit. So we're going to do a couple practice questions. So I will write those down. After they're written down, pause it, work through them, and then check for the solution. Okay, so first one. -4 minus 7. That's first. -5 plus 8. -3 minus -6. Notice the double sign. Okay, and a last one to throw up there. So first one, second one, third one. Our last one here, a little bit longer. So 6 plus -5 minus -2. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. Okay, so those are all the examples that we're going to do for the integers, just to warm up. So push pause right now, work through them, and then unpause for solution. Okay, I'm sure everybody's tried those, so you should be pressing play. Here's your solution. So we have -4, we're going to subtract 7, okay? If you were punching it in on your calculator, you would literally punch in -4, okay? So make sure that you've found that, and then subtract 7, okay? If you're doing it on a number line, put a number line down here. So let's put 0 here. So we're starting at -4. Oops, -1. -7, we're going to be going down there quite a bit. Okay, because we are subtracting, we are becoming more negative. Okay, we'll be going down 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 would be -11. Okay, so check your answer. You should have -11 for that one. -5 plus 8. So in this case, we're starting at -5. Okay, and plus 8, so we're moving in that direction this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so you should have, write that one in red, you should have +3, okay, for that one. Now, this is the one where people tend to get a little bit confused. Which way am I moving? Am I moving more negative? Am I moving more positive? The key thing here is get rid of that double sign. Okay, so no double signs. Okay, we don't like them. So we get rid of the double signs. Recall 2 negatives beside each other. You're going to change that to a positive sign. Okay, two pluses, 2 positives beside each other. That's going to be positive. Okay. If the signs are different, doesn't matter the order, you will replace it with a minus sign, okay? So this one rewritten, it's always good to rewrite it, will be -3. This doesn't change, okay? But this is what we're changing. So negative is going to be positive, so +6. So now my question is -3 plus 6. So if I start at -3, I'm adding 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My answer is 3. Okay, so check your answer on that one. Again, this one we have double signs, so we're going to change this double sign and this double sign before we go and find our solution. So 6, I have a positive and a negative. So positive, negative, I'm going to replace that with a minus sign. Okay, 2 negative signs, I'm going to replace that with a plus sign. So now it's quite simple. You could do it on a calculator, you could do it on a number line. I'm starting at 6, so 4, 5, 6. I'm subtracting 5. 6 minus 5, that's 1. Okay, so now I'm 1, and then I'm just 1 plus 2. So my answer is 3. Okay, so hopefully you remember some of that. If you do not, I did attach or send out using EDSB some practice integer questions. Okay, so if this is really hard and you don't remember how to do this, please practice some of those integer questions just to get the practice, because it is so key for this unit of polynomials. Okay, next part of the lesson is a few definitions. So I will just erase this one. Okay, first definition is a constant. Okay, I don't necessarily need you to write these definitions down, but you do need to be able to use them, and then you'll see them in questions that you're going to be doing, okay? So a constant, that's going to be a number. Okay, example, any number, -3, 1, 7, whatever, okay? It's going to be a number, so that's that. Variable, okay, that is the letter. So, could be any letter, could be A, could be X squared, okay? It could also have, it can have exponents. It could be 2 letters together, it could be A, B. Whatever, those are variables, okay? Term, a term is basically the number and letter together. Okay, so number and letter together. So for example, if we put these, -3a, that's a term. Okay, plain just x squared, that's a term. Okay, it doesn't have a number, although it does actually have an imaginary 1, which we will talk about in a little bit. Okay, 7ab, that's a term. Okay, those are examples of terms. Last definition is coefficient. Coefficient is the number in front of the term. So number in front of the term. Okay, so for example, if you have -3a, your coefficient is the -3. Okay? Okay, that's all I really need you guys to know about that. You should also, okay, so pause that if you are writing it down, but otherwise I'm going to move on to a different board. I need one of my kids to be an assistant, I think, for this. Erase my boards. Okay, I would like you guys to know monomial. Okay, that is one term. So for example, 3a squared b. Okay, one term. Binomial, 2 terms. Okay, 2 terms. So it could be, for example, 4x minus y. Okay, that's a binomial because you've got one term here and then you've got another term there. Okay, trinomial, 3 terms. 3 terms. Okay, I'll just give an example of that. So 2x squared minus x plus 5. Okay, you can also have a term be a constant. So that is a trinomial, and a polynomial, which is what this unit is all about, okay, is going to be 2 or more terms. Okay, so just a few definitions. Pause it if you want to write that down. I'm going to take this board away. So what today, the lesson is all going to be about is collecting like terms. Okay, so we talked about a term being a letter and a number. Okay, sometimes it's just a letter, sometimes it's just a number. But what you have to remember is that you can only collect ones that are the same. Okay, so first example, I'm going to write down the examples. You write them down and pause. Okay, so 6y minus 8y. Okay, that's the first one. So write that down. B, negative 7x plus x. C, let's do negative 3a minus 2a. Just scrolling through my Smartboard lesson here. Okay, and another more complicated one is going to be negative 9x minus 5 minus 8 plus x. Okay, those are the four examples that we have right now. And maybe you need to watch the first 2 and then pause it. Or maybe you just need to watch the first one. Or maybe you want to pause it right now, try it, and just see if you're going to be on the right track. Okay? But please don't just watch all of these straight through. It is good to practice along the way. Okay? So the first question you need to ask yourselves is, are these like terms? Okay? Are these like terms? So a like term is only a like term if it has the same letter and also the same exponent. Okay, so this has an exponent of 1, which is not included, but it is the same. 1, because they're both y, it's the same, and 2, because they both have the exponent of 1. Okay, doesn't matter the